Alright, so today we are going to review the journey that Nick Noback had at Irwindale. Perfect event, and he got on top of the podium on this episode of the Breakdown. Alright, so we are going to review the qualifying lap that he put down. This one put him P1. Let's check it on out.
Nick Noback, you gotta love Nick Noback and Noback Racing.
Dude, look at all those marks on his car, dude. Dude's fucking getting it.
One time here at Irwindale. That was pretty insane. Let's see how Nick Noback goes down here at Irwindale.
Dude, look at him high up on the bank, dude. Bank daddy, dude. On throttle, very fluid on the transition, all the way into the outside zone. Look at that. Pouring it on, dude. That's nice. Good inner clip. Swings the outside, fills out that outer zone. Dude. Dude. Let's see if we get a little replay on this bad boy here, dude. That was insane. Here's the replay. Dude. He is high up on that bank, dude. Lights it up. And look, he's doing exactly what the judges were asking. They told him, put it into the zones, carry momentum, good smooth transition, transitions over, deep into this outer zone, right where it needs to be. Now, I know there was a little bit of a discrepancy on some of the left foot braking that we saw at this event. Now, what wasn't shared with maybe the public was at the drivers' meeting, the driver spoke about this. And they were like, hey, listen, we're going to need to use a little bit of the front left foot brake in order to position the car. So that was talked about and agreed upon. So that's why we saw a little bit of it at Irwindale. Look at that, dude. Dude's pin. Inner clip. Let's pop back real quick. Look at that, dude. What more do you want? What more do you want? Then he rotates the rear. Fills out the zone. Butter. Is that dynamic view? No back. It's for you, bud. In it. Look at that. Alright. So that was his P1 qualifying lap. Murdered it, dude. Absolutely murdered it. Alright, we're going to go into the battles here. Noback against Castro. Dominicano. Nick No coming out the pocket hard, dude. Nick still staying up there. Castro lunging forward a little bit, loses a little bit of angle. See, Castro gets into the pocket again, wavers off back and forth. Noback, so you can tell Noback's a little bit looser. It's allowing him to position the car where the judges were asking him. And you can see that Castro's having a little trouble gauging that speed. You see he dives into the pocket, wants to give him some room to breathe, but then because his car is really gripped up, I can only assume that's what's pushing him down. Does the transition, comes back, dives in, and you can see here, surges forward, comes off, then the car straightens up a little bit. Could be for maybe over gripping the car. Noback's a little bit looser. All right. Let's go to turn around. Castro takes off. Noback in the pocket. Then there's a gap established. You can see here Castro's car is maybe a little bit more gripped up, be able to take off a little bit more. Noback goes, dives in. Good dive on. Jeez, man. Castro takes off, but man, there definitely is some hiccups for sure. You can see here Noback goes into the pocket, then comes down a good bit, A little bit of an accordion effect could be because maybe Castro braked a little bit on there. Goes into outside zone, into this outside zone. Noback has to cut the line a little bit to get close. Goes really wide. Castro maybe cheats a little bit on taking a shallower line in order so he can get in. Here's a surge. Yeah, I don't know why Noback came down. I don't know. When you're up on the bank, it's a whole different ball game there. Let's see here. I think they're going high, so you can see here. So keynotes to the victory. The lead driver has to stay high on the wall in outside zone 1. Attain the inner clip with the balance, angle, and speed, which you saw Noback did really good in his qualifying run. Decel after transition for outer zone 2. That's when you see people are getting into the pocket. And on throttle early on outside zone 2 to accelerate out of that zone. Now you can see, I believe this is when, yeah, so they're doing a side-by-side here. We do know they go into it one more time. So Noback is doing a good job staying into the zones. There's some mistakes on Noback's chase as well too. Castro is able to establish gaps when he's in the lead, but maybe not as deep in certain areas. I can definitely see how it goes one more time. There's just basically the judges are going to want things to get cleaned up. A little sloppy run. These guys are professionals. That's not what they're going to want. You know what I mean? We're going to go to the one more time. Castro and Noback. We saw the previous battle. Wasn't the cleanest. So they have made them go one more time. Let's see where this goes. Now, to be said, you're going into it one more time. I can only assume now both drivers are making small adjustments in their approach, how they're going to dive, all of that stuff. Maybe set pressures a little bit there. I don't know, you know what I mean? All right, initiates. Castro, I think he looks like he caught him down a little bit. Not too much angle. Ooh, Noback, big flick, wavers a little bit though. See, now we're gonna have to figure out whether that wavering is what caused Castro to lose angle. So blame has to, not blame, but like, you know, they have to look at all that stuff to make sure maybe what Noback did in the lead didn't cause Castro to mess up. So you can see here, Noback high up on the bank. Castro having a hard time getting up there. Still probably gripped up a little bit. Muscles his way in. Here comes the transition. Good transition. Decent-ish proximity. The transition happens. Castro's going to go for the dive here. Now you can see here, I think. I mean, it's after the decel, right? So they did say have the transition, then there's a decel going into outside zone 3. I could see how they're like, hey, that was maybe a little bit too much. Causes Castro to make an adjustment. Yeah, so I can see how that. I can see how that causes that. Again, maybe not the cleanest. Definitely something though. See if it looks from this side. The transition goes in. There is a decel. Castro goes in, comes off, straightens up a little bit. Curious to see. We have Noback chasing Castro now. Let's see if he can do a better job on this one more time. All right, they take off. Castro gets up. Not as high up as we'd like him to be. Noback is there. Here comes the transition. Good transition. I like where Noback's at. Noback dives in. Wow. Whoa! Whoa! Man. See what's going on here. Here goes Castro, gets into outside zone 1, gets on throttle, comes down off of the bank. That allows Noback to now get closer because the radius is a lot easier to obtain. Noback's car is a lot looser, so he's able to stay up on that bank, roll on throttle. Good transition. I like how Noback timed the transition to get into the pocket. Times it here as well too. Noback's a little late there. Castro gets in, on, and then right here it looks like maybe there's a surge on Noback's part. Oh, this is a good angle. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, looks like look at that. So I don't know. Maybe the tires rubbed a little bit and then boop. Oh, man. So now we have another one more time. Too much. Gotta roll out again. This is kind of good because like I'm at this event. I was spotting for Chelsea. So while a lot of this stuff was going on, I was all wrapped up because, you know, my bull won the championship. That's right. You know what I mean? So then I kind of just cut out. So a lot of these battles are like fresh to me. You know what I mean? So, and I know these guys were duking it out. You know what I mean? Nick goes in. The second one more time. They're going down. Noback high up on the bank. Castro's doing a better job. Look at him. He's up there, dude. Maybe he took a little grip out of that car to get himself up there. Much better job. Like that. Ooh, I like the transition there. Timed it a little bit different. Wow. Yes. This looks a lot cleaner. Castro hit that. But I guess he's allowed to hit that. I like that. Look at that. Look where he's placing his car. Nice into that. Castro's doing a better job. Cheats a little bit. Gets into the pocket. Stays high on the bank. Gets on throttle. I think he has a lot less grip in the car right now to allow him to be up here. You can see he's able to breathe a little bit. And the car doesn't come off of the bank. So that's just my opinion. That's what I think is going on. Like that timing of the transition there. You can see, timing transitions is the make or break of this shit, dude. You see Noback already does it. He's a little late on the transition, so he's going to be able to set himself and light off. And he's still not there, so he's like behind the 8-ball. Noback lights off. He's starting to light up, gets into the pocket. Good job. Massages his way to get in again. Into the pocket again. I think Castro's doing a really good job there. Takes out the inner clip a little bit. I don't know if they're going to, like, how they're going to weigh that. Misses outside zone 3 in the chase. Wow, that was good. It was a good little, it was a good battle, though. All right. Swapping it around. Now, Castro, I think, took a little grip out of the car, so he's probably not going to be as fast, so he may not be able to stretch a gap, but he'll be able to stay up high on the embankment for outside zone 1. So it's probably going to let Noback to be able to get right in there. Man, no. What is he doing? Castro low on the bank. Good transition. Gets into the pocket. All right. So I know a lot of you guys are seeing this and you're like, hey, there's an accordion effect going on with Noback and the chase and stuff like that. The issue with this right now, and obviously we know that Noback moves on, but the reason why is, look, the biggest reason, in my opinion, is going to be outside zone 1 by Castro. All right? He goes in. Remember, it's going to be lead versus lead. That's how they're going to judge first. Noback, he was in all the zones right where he needed to be in the lead position, which is what you needed to do. Castro gets into outside zone 1 already low. Stays low, pretty low. Oh, look where he's at. Look at all that space. That's a huge error. That's the first thing they're going to look at. Yes, they are. They're very particular about that. Oh, Man. Gets in. So this right here, I know there's like, oh, you know, but Noback, this, that, and the other. Like there was a space, he cut the line. Dude, it don't matter at that point. Lead versus lead first. At least for me, that's how I'm looking at it. The lead run was enough. At least that's how I'm looking at it. When you're in the lead position, you got to do what the judges want you to do. If you have a shitty lead and then you have a baller chase and then the guy who you're chasing puts down a better lead than you, you're going to lose. Simple as that, bro. You're going to lose. You're out of here, bucko. All right. Moving on to Nick Noback and Chris Forsberg. Noback versus the Force. See how this looks? I love this view. We need to do more of this. Noback. Ooh, a little bit lower on the back than we usually see. Oh, what? Damn. Noback's like, I got it, dude. I wonder what happened. Again, this is. I was partying. We're the champions. I don't know what happened here, dude. Damn, dude. I don't know, man. Noback. A little low on the bank. Forsberg. I don't know what happened here. I just don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I think something broke. Yeah, there's no way. Something had to have broke. There's no way. For that to have happened, he would have to just like came off a throttle completely and went track right. There's just no way he did that on purpose. On throttle, something had to have broken. Yeah, no way. Moving on to Nick Noback against Ron Turk. Yo, Noback is on a streak, bro. He's out here taking out heavy hitters. Like, what? Like, took out Force. About to go over Turk. I mean, we know the outcome, but it's crazy. He's crazy. He's like to think, right? Like, Noback definitely was like 10 years ago, was maybe watching this stuff on TV. Like, yo, these dudes are shredding, dude. And now he's here winning. Wild. Absolutely wild. All right. Noback versus Turk.
Run one of our first battle of the Final Four. Nick Noback, Ryan Turk. Noback in the BMW, Ryan Turk in that Reyes Toyota GR Corolla. You see the Rockstar energy drink on that back window?
Noback. Right into outside zone one. Turk doing a good job, staying in the pocket, not wavering too much. Comes down just a little bit. Oh! Dude. What is going on? Oh, what? Bruh. Yeah, let's watch it. All right, you can see here again. Remember, I know some people were like, I saw in the comments a little bit after the event, oh, it's with the left foot brake. And I hear you. I'm not a fan of it, but currently the way the majority of the field, their cars are so gripped up. Like, these are some of the things they have to do to get on there. And I know I saw the arguments like, oh, well, you know, maybe they should not have such gripped up cars. I'm with you, bud. I'm with you. But right now, this is what we're dealing with. And at the drivers' meeting, they talked about it and they were cool with us because they're like, yo, we need to do that in order to get our car to stay where you're telling us to stay. That's why this is going down. So it's like Noback set up his car loose so he can do that. And then obviously when you're in the heat of the moment and you're in the final four, like you don't want to give anybody any leeway. You want to give everybody any leverage. I mean, not leverage. You don't want to give anyone, you know, any slack. You know what I mean? You want to like always try to have the advantage to win, I'm assuming. So you're like, nah, dude, I'm not. I'm going to go gripped up just in case. Yeah, Turk's doing a good job attacking, but he's on a weird line. You see that line right there? That line's going to screw him a little bit. Look at that. It sets him up incorrectly. And then it sets him up really weird for this transition. And he hits. Man. Surging. Now that surge right there. That surge right there where he has to stop and back up a little bit. This is what's going to screw. At least from what I'm seeing, this is going to mess him up. So now he falls offline. All right. That brings him low on this line now. So it now messes up his line. He's going to get on throttle, fix it, transition, get on throttle again, which is going to put him on a weird line. And by the time he transitions, he goes wide. And then boom. That's rough. That's some nerd shit. Damn. That is no bueno. All right, we're going into that second half. Oof. Really low on that. I mean, Noback has the advantage. I get it. Wow. I mean, obviously he has the advantage, but I mean, I get it. That's rough. That's rough. I mean, I get it. Noback, conservo. Or Turk was like, whatever, dude. I'm just going to grip this thing up and just leave you in the dust. You can see there, yeah, it cuts the line a little bit, but we had that huge advantage, 0 by Turk on the first one, so we know how that usually goes. Unanimous? Yes, sir. All right, obviously, Turk had to hit when he was chasing. Give him 0. Huge advantage to Noback. Noback moves on, and here we are in the finals. Noback, P1, number 1 qualifier, goes through everyone. He's in the finals at Irwindale, now against Odie. Took out Turk, took out Chris Forsberg, took out Castro. He just took out an all-star lineup. And now he has to go against this dude? Bro. How did you sleep at night? I would have been like, bro, I went out here and I swung for the stars, bro. Noback gets up, high onto the bank, stays into outside zone. 1. Odie doing a good job, dude. Odie's doing a really nice job here. Wow, right in there, dude. Oh, comes off a little bit. All right, so I think he was doing a good job up until the latter part of outside zone 2.
Really great lead run. Yeah, I think
that was it.
Been a major challenge for a lot of drivers is to figure out this.
Look at that. I think Odie did a really good job. He's doing a really good job getting into the pocket, hanging up there. Damn, look at that angle, dog. All right, Westbeth, I see you. Stays up there. Crazy. Does a really good job. He cheats a little bit to come into the pocket again, but comes back off. Odie is fucking good, bro. To manipulate the car like that in drift and then move it back. And here comes the transition. Good timing transition by Odie. And then a little late. No, he was close. Lunges forward. Gets into the pocket. Surges. Comes back a little bit. So far, so good. He's doing a really good job timing him. And I think right there, I think That's the only inconsistency I see. All right, we're gonna swap them around. Let's see what Odie does in the lead. Odie transitions, goes. Oh, I don't know, bro. What did I say? Lead versus lead. That's what they're gonna look at. Transition, goes into outside zone 2, massages it in, lights it up, throttle, 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 is gapping Noback. Alright, now, that was cool. Let's point out the issues here. Gets into outside zone 1, barely. Gets on throttle, low, low. Look at that. Look at all that space right there, dude. No bueno. Gets in. So, not able to close the gap. I completely see where people are coming from. The issue is when you compare those two leads, you know, which they're going to do right here. We're gonna point it out, all right? So you guys understand. All right, boom. You have Noback high up on the bank, in outside zone 1, filling out the zone, committed on throttle. I'm about it. Odie, he's there. Odie, in the lead, not doing that. Like a half a car to a car off of the wall. That's why Noback is low on the bank there, because he has to follow the lead driver, which is already low on the back. Almost not even in the zone. Noback is clearly in the zone. All right, Odie does a better job of getting up there, but the damage has been done. All right, you can see Odie does cut a little bit to get closer and dives in. Noback doesn't have to do that. And then here when we get to these clips, this is, to the inside clip, you can see Odie's that's where he's going to stretch them. But look, man, the damage has been done. Lead versus lead, and then they start looking at it from there. And then you have that little error from Odie in the chase. I totally see where this is coming from. You know? Definitely see where that's coming from. And I can see how a lot of people may not have understood why it went that way, and were maybe a little confused, you know, with that left foot braking that was going on. But I mean, that's, you know, that was all the stuff that was discussed prior to all the battles happening and stuff like that. So Nick Noback goes on, gets the win, kills it, and those are all the battles. Obviously, you can see there, you know, there's a little bit of luck in this. You know, Nick just had the sauce this weekend, or that weekend, you know, and he took it all the way to the top. It's an accomplishment. It's not an easy thing to do. He decided to go with the game plan of going with a looser car so he can achieve and get to all the zones that the judges wanted. What he was giving up in that decision was, if he gambles and has to chase, he's probably going to get stretched. But he decided to gamble, go with his game plan, and it worked out for him, and Noback got the win. Perfect event, #1 qualifier, and he got on the box, #1 place. Super stoked for him. I'm sure it's going to be something he's never going to forget for a very long time. So, but that's everything we have for you today here at this episode of The Breakdown. Make sure you like, subscribe, all of that cool stuff, and we'll see you next time. Peace.